Okay, here with my good friend Lakhani, and I don't know anywhere else where you're going to see this much Fortaleza. Suerte. We do have one coming out here for the club soon. This is Tequila Polanco, single barrel of that and 2 single barrels of Cascawin this year. Check this out. Dang, okay, you sold out of the Rocas tonight. Todd, the man right there, coming out. You never know who's going to be at Teotihuacan. This is John Melvin. What's up, everybody? Josue Villa here, your aficionado, starting something new. I've always wanted to do this. I never really had the time to do it, but thanks to my wonderful wife, taking care of our children and allowing me to do this is going to be something new. I want to explore stores and shout them out in these videos on YouTube. And if you stay toward the end, I'll have a bar, restaurant, or somebody's personal collection. But today we're at Tipsy Liquor here in Houston, Texas, and I want to walk through the store because I was able to help out, curate some of the tequila, and hopefully you guys come out and you support it. Okay, here with my good friend Lakhani, and we're going to get to hang out. We're going to get to talk about tequila a little bit, Agave Distillates that he has. Around his store, if you look at the front of it, he's got a showcase here. So you see some Bookers, your bourbon stuff, Midnight Dram, 17-year American Light Whiskey, Thomas Handy, but this is where I'm at. This is Agave. He asked me what he should put here in the display case, and of course, Agave is one of those go-tos for me. I don't know anywhere else where you're going to see this much Fortaleza, but he's got the Blanco Reposado Añejo, which I think that lot 76 is a little different from what I hear. It's one that I've been looking for. The Winter Blend 24, Lost Lore, the Ambrano Finish, El Tequileño Reposado Rare. This is offering number 5 that he has there, and Caballito Cerrero Puntas. But what's pretty cool about this store is that when you come, he has a lot of spirits for you to taste here. But check out these agave section that he has. You can come to the store and try Tapatio, Arete, Volans, Suerte, Alma de Jaguar, Arete, La Gritona, Cascanes. And these two is just crazy that you're able to taste them here. The Caballito Cerrero Puntas at 71.3 and the Caballito Cerrero Azul Añejo. Also, Ocho, Vago, some more Alma de Jaguar. But let's check out his tequila section now. Store's in Houston, Texas. He picked up El Gran Legado de Vida Añejo. This is $89.99. This is a really good buy. I was able to pick up a bottle here, and he sent one over to the club for a tasting. I think it won a lot of people over, so hopefully he sees those flying out the door. Again, Lost Lore Ambrano Finish. This was aged for 8 months and then 2 months, I believe, in Ambrano. So big cinnamon finish there. People that I've talked to that are into bourbon, they love this because it has that Penelope Rio finish. Another great deal that he has here is El Tequileño. This is the Twin Peaks edition of it. $59.99 a bottle. I picked up a couple of these. I'm actually going to pick up another one of these, another one of those, probably one of those. But this is $59.99. But if you come in and you grab 3, it's $150. Single barrels are typically $85.99 and up, so it's a really good deal. Another orphan barrel that he picked up is El Tesoro de Grove. I've never had a bad El Tesoro single barrel pick, so this one I haven't tried, but I'm sure it's phenomenal. Another orphan barrel is this Texas Hair, which is one of my favorite Suerte. We do have one coming out here for the club soon. It's going to be called Candy Paint. It's going to be the Space City Tequila edition, so look out for that. And of course, you know, what everybody's looking for. So, Lakhani, how do you do your Fortaleza buys when people come in here?
Fortaleza is only in bundles.
Okay, gotcha. So it's kind of like a point system where you buy X amount and then you can get that. And is that typically like going to be, if you buy a couple of bottles and you get to a certain level, is it typically at MSRP or what kind of?
Typically, people get Fortaleza from here is $80.
$80, okay.
$90 is tea or $60 something.
Something like that.
Is anejo.
For anejo, okay. So that's not a really bad deal. But if they get bottles, you work on the price, and the price goes down on it. But if you're just here for Fortaleza, just like everywhere else.
Don't sell single.
Yeah, gotcha. Awesome. All right, I'm going to walk through your tequila section and point some of these stuff out. But again, check out all of this that you can try here at Tipsy Liquor, Houston, Texas. This is a cool hat that Authentico. Pretty cool. My favorite hat so far. A lot of quality in that hat. It's freaking awesome. But let's start here and look, for whatever reason, you know, brands get a lot of hate, but honestly, some of these brands are the ones that I've talked to store owners that pay the rent. So not going to hate on anything. Of course, you got Suerte here, which is an extraordinary brand for the cost of it. I mean, you can get almost all 3 of them for under $150, all 4 expressions for under $200, including a single barrel. Tapatio, which many people say that it's underrated, but it's not underrated. It's just not talked about enough. They are going through a facelift and going to get new bottling, new everything. So it's going to appeal to a different crowd, which is where I think they want to go. Not sure. El Mágico is a bottle that I tried here, and not for me, but it is a better alternative if you're looking for a pretty ceramic bottle than Clase Azul, more affordable too, at $59, $65, and $70. Rey del Mundo is not a tequila that I've tried, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. There's definitely a lot of stuff that I haven't tried. I have tried a bunch of stuff though. I've heard about Gran Diamante, but never something that it really attracted to me. Ay Tequila is making their way around the social media circles, I believe, and you guys know this stuff, the usual suspects. Let's see, let's get down here, and this is a brand that I do like. This is Código. I think their still strength is pretty solid. I've had their Rosa Blanco, which is cool, and their Añejo High Proof. This bottle, apparently this bottle is going through a little change, and I think a lot of people are patting themselves on the back for making that change. I did try the new version of it, the additive-free one, and it still wasn't for me, but this is a top seller. This sells a lot. I know a lot of college students that definitely love that bottle, and you know what? They're in their journey. All right, Mi Gente. This is a brand that came and did a tasting with us, and I got to tell you that this was definitely my favorite, the Añejo, which is a little higher. So when you look at the price point of Mi Gente, you go $49 for the Blanco, $69 for the Repo, $79 for the Symphony Series, which is a really good price. The Cristalino, that's made for the Antro culture and the Mexican community, and then it jumps up to $160 for this Añejo, which is really good, but just not something that I buy a lot of. I can't say that I even bought a bottle, but this is how I get a lot of people started in tequila when they want their journey. It's a little bit more floral, and it serves a purpose, a great purpose. Distillates, as you know, is definitely one of my favorite brands. It is a quality brand. 3 different distilleries, so now the sticker is new. It's telling you there's Tahona and Trapiche, which is roller mill, I believe. They're just really good brand. Up here you got the Maestro Blvd, which I do not mess with. That is a very expensive bottle, very nice looking bottle, but not for me. Terra Alta. This is Terra Alta Extra Añejo. The price has changed on here. I actually saw what he paid for it, and you can find these for about $87.99. I think the price is going up on Terra Alta. So we keep making our way. Alma de Jaguar making a lot of noise. This Añejo in high proof. Somebody recommended that. For me, the spring version of 2024 is one of the best ones that I've tried. I have tried their other expressions, but I don't remember them. They're not as memorable as this. This is Tequila Polanco from Mexico City. That's the name of it, but it's not a place where tequila can come from. And honestly, I think it's one of the better tequilas that's coming out. If you look at the price point at $53.99, it's a tequila that's made to compete with other Blancos in the market. Some Blancos are coming out for $100 plus $80, $90 realm, but this is $53.99. I was able to try this at the Maverick event. Maverick is a distributor doing great things here in Houston. Shout out to Christian for changing the landscape of tequila in Houston so far. He's doing a great job, but this is Polanco Tequila. Highly recommended, $53.99. Pick up a bottle of that. Volan's one of my favorite from El Pandillo, coming out of El Pandillo 1579 Master Distiller Felipe Camarena. Wild Common, we had an event with Wild Common, and it was sensational. Volans came out too, 2 great events. These are aged in Buffalo Trace barrels. I think now they're switching over, but I did talk to them, or to the ambassador, and I said that this kind of just keeps me away of rebuying. You have this Reposado $74.99. This is a quality one at $67.99, and it's competing with others like G4 at $59.99. And Lágrimas, another one from Cascabel for $69.99. The Añejo was here, it's all gone. That's quality juice. It was batch 1, batch 2 is on the way. And this is one of the better still strengths out there in the market, in my opinion. When I first tried it, I couldn't believe that I hadn't tried it, but it is a rebuy for sure. Lágrimas, not my, unfortunately, this is not my cup of tea. It gets a lot of people into tequila. There is a huge conversation about this being woman-owned, but that's not true, so I don't know where the lag in communication is there, but it's not a bottle for me. I do recommend it, though, for people getting into tequila. They love that bottle. G4, again, out of El Pandillo. La Loma, this is this year's new estate. Nothing to me compares to their first release, which was Blvd. Sensational. Monte Agave is one of my favorite brands. As you know, I put it up there in the display case. This is roller mill juice from Cascabel that's aged in Bordeaux barrels, and it's phenomenal. This is batch 5. This is batch 1 of Agave Las Rocas. This is batch 1, and batch 2 should be slated to come in August. Stateside, right now, if you find lot 1 of this, is going to have the numbers 584, Lote 584, with a date of August 30th, 2024 on it, as you can see right there. Pretty cool pick here from Specs, and the price is sensational for Arete Gran Clase Extra Añejo. This is a brand that I mess with. This is a brand that I really like. Their still strength is very good. Los Lor, La Yayo. Acierto is one of those brands that I really like. The juice is phenomenal, but man, that price is one of those celebratory prices for me that if I'm gonna maybe pop a bottle in luxury for celebration, that's what I'm doing right there. One of my favorite brands, Cascawin, and Siembra Valles is also made of Cascawin. This is a bottle that's not as easy to find, but if you do find it, this is the price that you want at $89.99. This is going to be batch number 14. Once you see these are gone for a while until they're replenished, and it's not as often. Siembra Azul, brand from 1414. But these are quality buys. If you're into Fortaleza and that's all you want to drink, here's something that is phenomenal. Quality assurance is second to none. Cascawin, grab this juice. This juice is fermented with fibers, the Tahona, and the 48 Plata is one of my favorite bottles. Roller mill. This should be at every restaurant for a house tequila. And here we go over to Caballito Cerrero, which is more of that niche kind of brand that people graduate to, and for me, bridge to mezcal. I'm going to be able to try this here today, and that's going to be cool. Artenom. See, we've got some Fuente Seca up there. Tears de Llorona, Volcan, Cascanes. Don Fulano is another brand that's not talked about enough. This Reposado to me is one of the nicer aromatics, and this was an añejo that I love. This is a 3-barrel blend. Tequila Ocho, these are the older bottles, so as you know, they switched over. So you want some older bottles of Tequila Ocho and you don't have them and you're starting to collect, these are the ones to get. So the Oma Gay is one that I'm going to pick up today. This is a syrup nectar. I usually use Whole Foods or Wholesome. Making a cocktail with all Mexican products is important to me. And boom, I'm picking up a bottle of this for a buddy today. This is the Morada. These are great. This is Mexican rum, but you can't call it rum because of the origin of the domain, so they call it Charanda. Urapan is the brand. They've made and partnered with Fortaleza and released a single barrel of that and 2 single barrels of Cascawin this year. From Mezcalero Rey Campero and Real Minero at 149, I think is a really good buy. This is Largo with Karwinski, Agave Karwinski. And I think a lot of people are looking for this bottle. It's here, it's 149. That's a great buy. More Legado. The still strength to me is one of the best out there. Another still strength from Cascawin that to me is fire. And that añejo is really good, finished in French oak barrels. Don Vicente, La Pulga, and Tequileño. We're doing an event 20th, so if you're in Houston, Texas, Net Bar, look them up. It's going to be at Net Bar. It's going to be a tasting with El Tequileño. Cruising. Arete, look, these are also ones that should be behind. These are well. For me, another great bar from Tequileño. Maybe their best, in my opinion. That might be a little controversial, but this is what it is. Volcan, you know, they may make a lot of room in the social media world, but not something that's for me. But these here are phenomenal buys. That 1 liter for $24.99, the Repo and the Blanco. If you're mixing for a party, right here, Arete, Cimarron. We don't have stuff like Puro Potro or, you know, other ones that you see elsewhere like Zumbador, but it should be here soon. Lakhani will order them. I've already gave him a heads up on that and a bunch of stuff coming out. These recently came out on sale. Well, not Lefroy. Lefroy wasn't, but Knob Creek did here in Houston. But that's everything here at the store so far. Working with them to get more stuff in. So I'm going to taste this Caballito Cerrero Añejo. You mind if I grab a taste of this, man? Grab a little bit. This is one to try if you're here at the store. It's just wild. So when people taste it, more than likely they buy it. Yeah, it's good, man. If you're a distributor and you're looking to sell tequila, leave samples, right? First video, so it's a cheers. That's bold. It's got some spice. Man. That's really good. And that's at 48 ABV, so it's a higher proof. That's sensational. I've already had the Puntas. That one is 71.3 ABV. That's a nightcap for sure. So as we're shutting this down, he got some of these for you bourbon people here at Tipsy Liquor. Got 3 cases of the 7-year. So make sure you come down and visit him. And some Heaven Hill Granite Glass the rye. Boom, there it is. Check this out. I guess half of the case comes without a bag and half of the case does come with bag. So boom, there it is. Make sure you guys come down to Tipsy Liquor and check these out. All right, so check it out. This is the selection here at Teotihuacan. Angel, that's the owner of this bar. So here is the selection of his bourbon right here. You have the entire Volans lineup. It's a Blanco still strength. The Reposado, this is lot 12. It's a little bit darker, new barrels. This is the Añejo, the Extra Añejo, and the 6-year. And the 7-year will go right here. Wild Common. The Añejo, this is batch 1, so you can try it. Believe it or not, those Clase Azul are big sellers here. People come in here, I've seen them pay like $300 for a shot. I don't know about this bourbon. You guys know anything about that? Let's see. So this is Blanco Still Strength, Reposado, and Añejo. One of the only bars that I know that carries all of the Fortaleza lineup. This is the Monte Agave. We're missing the Rocas here. We'll take a break real quick, see where the Rocas is at. Dang, okay, you sold out of the Rocas tonight. So we sold out of the Rocas. So all that's left is the Heritage Blanco. I believe this is lot 3. This is our pick. I was able to pick this with the crew last year in May. This is a Monte Agave single barrel pick, the Añejo. Siete Leguas. Very interesting pour here. A Criollo, which is great. This in a margarita is awesome. And let's do some more bourbon stuff here. You guys know anything about that bourbon? Now we get up to the B-Tag selection here. See the G4 7-year. Some Don Julio, Herradura, more Herradura, and then we get to the Tapatio. So this is a really awesome place to come to and try all these tequilas. Here's some more bourbon. Additionally, he has spillover here. Got some Eagle Rare, some E.H. Taylor, barrel proof, knob creek. More tequila. This is obviously one of my favorites. This is Cascawin, the Roller Mill. I think this is a very underrated juice. You've heard me talk about it. Entire Cascawin lineup. You can see back here we got the 48. Don Fulano is here. Viejo, Ocho. Then got the Puntas 24 edition. Some single barrels he was able to score. So if you're down here in Houston, Texas, this is a place to come to and try all these wonderful tequilas. This is Artenom here at the bar, Siembra Valles, Arete, all the way back to Gran Clase, the Extra Añejo. This is the 46 ABV, G4, the entire lineup, PM Spirits, Terra Alta, Cabito Cerrero, and he also has Mezcal back here. This is Allison. She's guest bartending here for the summer. Allison can't reach the Volan. What do you want, this one? Yo, hand it off to our friend. But that is everything that he has here. He's got some more stuff, so it's always awesome to come, and he has plenty of it. Todd, the man right there, coming out. Lise, and you never know who's going to be at Teotihuacan. This gentleman right here, I think he owns a brand in Monte Agave. I think he owns that brand. Always cool to come out to Teotihuacan. Who are you gonna run into at Teotihuacan? This is John Melvin. I think he, you dabble with tequila or something like that?
Every now and again, try to get into some high quality juice, but only really when I'm hanging out with Josue. Yeah.
So we went through the most bottles of Steak Night Wednesday, which was 6 bottles of Rocas, 2 bottles of Heritage. We're gonna make some Oaxacan. But thanks a lot, John, for coming out, man. Appreciate you hanging out with the crew. As always, thanks again, man, for coming out.
You guys rock. Thank you. Cheers.